So then Dr. OK, once he knows that I have most of the information about what he did, he just completely goes mum. I even went into an office visit, and I just asked him, Dr. OK, how is my stress EKG different from a normal 44-year-old man? And immediately he said he doesn't want to see me anymore as a patient, and I have to go somewhere else. So just for that, just that action itself, when we know what was going on before, he should never practice medicine again just for that. Because and then I said, well, Doctor, okay, you showed me this stuff and it's showing some really bad numbers. So then he puts the blame on me. You know what he does? He says, well, you asked me for those records, huh? I asked him for complete records. So he gives me partial records, and when the partial records you get more questions from the partial records, then he says that it's because I asked him for the records, it's my fault that I saw the records. So, so I basically had the worst numbers that can ever come up on a stress EKG at a very early point. And for somebody who's really, until Innova and Medstar and OK and all injured his heart, he was pretty fit. And still I'm fit, but so it's really surprising that those kind of numbers come. So those injuries are really severe, and he had to explain it to me. So when he got caught, basically, because he was doing, what he did is he contracted out with Innova. I don't know what they give him in return. It's not cash, but it's probably some good referrals here, there, or practicing privileges or whatever the hell a big nasty hospital like Innova can give out. So I tried call and all the stuff to get my information, so I can't get it. So then I went ahead and filed a complaint with Medstar Family Choice. They are my guardian after all, for my health care. So I sent them the letter. They got it on March 6th. So what they did is so here's what they did. A person named Renee called me, and then she started discussing the issues. And then what I was finding out is that Renee really doesn't have any power to do anything. And Renee already told me so many lies. Renee told me that, she first told me that, when this letter came by, she thought it was the same letter from November. So she's telling me this letter in March, she thought it's the same letter from November. And so she thought it was the same issue. She didn't know there were any new complaints against Dr. Dar or anything to do with this doctor. Okay, she thought it's the same old complaint. And then she also lied repeatedly always and said that and then the other lie they did is that letter was they received it on March 6th. Now then what they say is Dr. Dar was out of the country from November of last year all the way through early March, and then on March 2, now obviously, so they release a statement from Dr. Dar dated March 2, and they say it's in response to that earlier complaint in November. Now, I know it's not in response to that. Why did they take 4 months to respond? And they say it's because Dr. Dar was out of the country. Well, that shouldn't change anything. In the first place, we know Dr. Dar wasn't out of the country. Even if she were out for a couple of weeks. And wherever she is, you can easily communicate. There's no issue. I'm sure she takes the same phone number with her. So they're such fucking liars. So she gave this lie. Now, that's the incredible thing, because I'm from India myself, so she's going to try to tell me that, yeah, someone goes to India and they're like stuck there in some village or somewhere, I guess, for like months, and they can't come out of the place, and they don't have any communications. Come on, you're a liar. I know people going to Afghanistan on secret missions. And within days of them reaching Afghanistan, they're able to call back here. So, liar, Dr. Dar, liar, Medstar, shame on you, demons, you liars. So she was, she was really pushing forward these lies, and so, but I caught the lie, because, I will show you, later on. I have 2 recorded telephone calls. One with Renee, and just after Renee, with Renee's director. Now, with Renee, I called her and I told her all the issues which I had and which were on the letters, and then basically I went through it one by one, and none of them she could solve. And then I finally told Renee, I'm nearly dying. Medstar is almost killing me. They're intentionally just trying to run out the clock. Medstar is literally killing the patient. They just want his condition to get a little more worse so he can die. They know he's going to die soon, and so they're just stalling me out, and they already stalled me out for 100 days prior, and now they are using Renee to maybe stall me out for 100 more days. Now I let you hear all these calls because I did get permission from Medstar to record all their calls and any kind of interaction I have with them. So what Renee, so then in those 2 back-to-back calls, I speak to Renee, and then Renee finally admits that she can't do anything about anything on that letter, nothing. And she says she's going to give this back to her director. So, and the director will call me the next day. And then what I immediately did is I called, I don't know if that is her director or whether it is just the director of the compliance. See, I was telling Renee that I sent the letter to the compliance office, right? So I want some kind of enforcement against these doctors, right? And then the other half is, I have a very serious medical condition where I'm going to die soon, within a few days maybe, who knows, and I'm not getting treated, and my records are not even being given to me, and I have this heart test, which and I see the numbers, they're really bad, and they're not giving me my results. So, so I have 2 problems. So I told Renee it's like being in a hit-and-run accident, and you need a doctor and an investigator, and I get Renee, and Renee is neither. So anyway, Renee finally figured out that she's just being used to harm me, and so when I called back, and I as soon as I got off the phone with Renee, I called the director of compliance. And the director of compliance, you can hear her. She talks very calmly. I think it's Miss Hunt, or at least rhymes with it, I guess. And then she talks very calmly, and she makes it look like she got my letter and she understood it and she dealt with it appropriately. But if you look at it, Renee told a lie that the letter just showed up at her desk and she thought it's the old letter. Now, Miss Hunt says that Miss Hunt personally walked the letter over to Renee because Miss Hunt read the contents and she figured it goes to Renee. And she said to Renee in complaints. So again, Miss Hunt is lying too, because Renee is not in the complaints division. There is no such thing as a complaints division. Now, Renee, when I got her voice, when I called her back, you can hear it. It comes back as appeals denials. So she's in the appeals denial section, and that has nothing to do with the compliance issues I was bringing up with. And so that's the appeals denials. So I guess you have complaints, so basically every office takes complaints for different kind of issues. So for Renee, the complaints would be a different kind of complaint, but it's not the same complaint that I gave. It's not the complaints that I gave. So we knew very well Miss Hunt, who's the director of compliance, it was her job to deal with the compliance issue. And when you are seeing the misconduct of Dr. Dar and OK, and you deal with it as the compliance issue first, then you obviously see the medical issue that needs to be solved as well. So really, it was up to Miss Hunt to take care of the compliance issue, and then at the same time she was supposed to refer the medical issue for somebody else to take care of. so you can see the obvious lie where Miss Hunt makes it look like she read everything, which she did. She read everything, and then she sent it over to Renee, and Renee is telling the lie that, oh, I thought it's the same old complaint from last time, and as though she got no coaching from Miss Hunt. Now I know exactly what happened. This is what happened. When I sent this letter, and then I had the issue with the complaint about Dr. OK, what I said, and I showed them my stress EKG, what showed up from the computer there, right? And they showed this really bad findings. So immediately, what Medstar was supposed to be my guardian for my health with the Medstar family choice. But what they did is, when they got the information, they recognized, they sent it up to their lawyers, and their crisis management team, and risk management team, and all this. So all these people in Medstar got together, and they figured out easily. It's simple. I have really bad numbers showing up on my stress EKG, and when Dr. Dar abused me, and she put all the garbage in my records, and she prevented me from getting care, what it meant is, from October 15 all the way through the date of receipt to this letter, my heart was continuing to be getting damaged more and more. So in fact, you see, when I complained about Dr. Dar, I never said it's like a malpractice issue, right? What I said is, she put a whole bunch of garbage in my records that I won't get treated well at the hospital for my right condition. But that time, I was thinking the main problem was just the aorta problem, and I was thinking that problem could only arise like 10-15 years from now. But instead, I have this other very serious heart condition, which every time I do anytime I do any kind of activity or exertion, the heart problem is actually becoming worse and worse. So what it means is, from October 15 till now, my heart condition is becoming worse and worse, and Dr. Dar bears a lot of the responsibility. So all of a sudden, these a-holes at Medstar, they realized that's not just the issue what I was raising. The issue is actually Dr. Dar has committed malpractice. She's actually responsible. She shares responsibility with the other doctors for at least for her share, which is from October 15 to now. So what? So these people were supposed to be my guardians. So in fact, Medstar and Dr. Dar themselves, they have a fiduciary duty to the patient. But this goes beyond that. This is Medstar family choice. This is the government Medicaid, and they want to inspect the patient's genitalia, and they want to get deep into the person's private life. So and they tell the patient they have to be they have to always tell the truth, such a condescending manner, tone. So they tell you all this at the same time. Now you are my guardian, and you want to do all that to patients, and now now what happens is, when I'm showing to you how your own doctor is harming me, let me continue to the next one.